Jai Hind students, I am Neetu Singh from Government High School Bhojla, Jhansi. A warm welcome to all the students in this virtual class. We all learn English and use it in our day-to-day life. The most important part of the language is grammar. In today's class, you will learn how to use parts of speech. Students, most languages in the world can be broken down into 8 parts of speech, but English can sometimes have 9 parts of speech. Parts of speech can help the people to understand how words come together to form sentences and how sentences are strung together to create speech. So, students, we are going to read parts of speech today. But before reading this, we will read the objectives of today's lesson. That what are the objects of today's lesson? The first object is we will read the parts of speech, that how many parts of speech are here in English grammar. The second object is kinds of noun. In this lesson, we will read the different kinds of noun with their definitions and examples. And the third object of today's lesson is we will read the kinds of pronoun also with their definitions and examples. Although it is likely that most students are already familiar with these parts of grammar: noun, pronoun, verb. Adjective, article, adverb. Preposition, conjunction and interjection. All these 9 parts are our parts of speech. So students, we will have a detailed study of all these parts of speech in this chapter. Students, our first part of speech is noun, and today we are going to read about noun. That what is noun and how many kinds of noun are here. So first we will read the definition of noun. A noun is a word that names something such as a person, place, thing or an idea. In a sentence, nouns can play the role of subject, direct object, indirect object, subject complement, object complement or adjective. Kinds of nouns with definition and examples. There are various kinds of nouns used to name person, animals, things and ideas. Here we will take a quick look at the 8 kinds of nouns with the definitions and examples to help you use them properly in your sentence. Students, in your early classes, you came to know about noun and the kinds of nouns. And today we are again going to read about the kinds of noun. Here are 8 kinds of noun. First one is proper noun, common noun, countable noun, uncountable noun, material noun, abstract noun, compound noun and collective noun. And today we will have a detailed study about all these kinds of nouns. Proper nouns. Proper nouns are used to refer to a specific person, place or thing. A proper noun always starts with a capital letter. Students, just remember it that we always use proper noun with capital letters. These nouns also refer to the names of the days of week and months, and also various names of organizations, institutions, religions, etc., which are proper and specific. And here are few examples for you. As India. India is a country name. January January is a month name. Ram. Ram is a name of a person. Monday. Monday is the name of a day. Himalaya. Himalaya is the name of a mountain. And Asia. So all these 6 and so many examples are here which shows the proper and the specific name of the noun. So they are called proper nouns. Common nouns. A common noun is a noun that refers to people or things in general sense. Common nouns do not begin with a capital letter because it is common noun, and if you see the example it will clear for you. Example, the first one is artist. City. It is not a city name. This is only a city. Boy. Book. Mountain. Teacher. So these all are common nouns. Students, you have read about proper noun and common noun, and here are 4 examples for you. Proper noun and common noun. As proper noun is Audi and common noun is a car. It means car is a common noun and the car name Audi, it is a proper noun. Country, and country name is England here. So England is a proper noun. Justin. Justin is a singer. Singer is a common noun and the singer name is Justin. So the name of noun is called a proper noun. And the fourth one is Pepsi. And what is Pepsi? Pepsi is a drink. Pepsi is a name of a drink. Pepsi is a proper noun and drink is a common noun. And students, now we are going to read countable nouns. What is countable noun? Here, have a look at the definition of countable nouns. Countable nouns are the nouns that can be counted. Which can be counted are called countable nouns, as these nouns can be used in both the singular and plural forms. When used as plural forms, they can be counted as a car. We can count a car or hundreds car also. So these are countable noun. 3 books, a book or many books. 2 boys, a bulb. So these all are countable nouns. Uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are the nouns that cannot be counted and have only singular form. Why singular form? Because we cannot count these nouns. And these nouns are the exact opposite of countable nouns. In countable nouns, we can count, and in uncountable nouns, we cannot count, as milk, water, honey, sugar. So students, can you count milk? No. Can you count sugar? No. Why? Because we are unable to count them. So these are called uncountable nouns. Material nouns. What is material noun? Have a look at the definition. Material noun refer to material or substance out of which things are made. As it is clear by the name of the definition, material noun. So, gold, wood, silver, iron, and so many. These all are the material. So, the material substance is called material nouns. Next definition is abstract nouns. Abstract nouns are the name of things that you can feel or recognize with your 5 senses. You know very well your 5 senses, and whatever we can feel by our 5 senses, it is called abstract nouns. We can only feel them as freedom, happiness, love, bravery, intelligence, excitement. We cannot count the abstract noun because they are abstract. It means we cannot see them. We can only feel them. So they are called abstract nouns. Students, here is a chart for you, and this chart shows how abstract nouns are formed from common nouns. And you know the definition of abstract noun, that abstract noun is the name of some quality, state, action, idea, feeling which we can only think of or feel but cannot touch. And common noun, a common noun is the name common to every person or thing of the same class, kind, or group. So here are few words for you, and we are making abstract noun from common nouns. As the first one is friend. Friend is a common noun, and we make friendship. Friendship is an abstract noun because we can only feel the true friendship, the friendship in our heart, but we cannot touch it as an material noun or the concrete noun or the countable noun. Second is king. King is a common noun and kingdom is an abstract noun. Boy, common noun, and from boy we can make boyhood, and boyhood is an abstract noun. So here are the following: hero, heroism, author, authorship, patriot, and the patriotism. Our next definition is collective nouns. So students, have a look at the definition of collective nouns. A collective noun is a noun which refers to a group of people, group of animals, words, or things in a specific manner or unit. So students, as it is clear by the name of the definition that in collective nouns you find collection of people, of animal, words, or things. And here are a note for you: collective nouns can be either singular or it may be plural also. And here are few examples for you. As a class of students, this is a best example for you. As in a class, not a single student. A single student can never make a class. When here are many students more than one, the group of students make a class. And second one is team of players. Team of players. A single player can never make a team. When here are player more than one, they make a team. So team is a group of players. A library of books. In a library, you find hundreds, thousands, so many books and the large collection of books. So the where we find a large collection of books, it is called a library. A herd of cows, a clump of trees, as an army of soldiers. An army of soldiers, because in an army you find millions of soldiers who are fighting for their country, who are sacrificing their lives for their country. But it is an organization which is called an army. Students, our last noun is compound nouns. A very interesting definition it has. A compound noun is a noun which contains two or more words which join together to make a single noun is called a compound noun. And students, as it is clear by the name of the definition compound noun, it contains two or more words. And here is a note for you. A compound noun can be written together such as six pack, mother-in-law, or separate words such as post office. And post office, here are two words, post office. But when these two words, post office, when they are together, they make a single word, post office, and it is called compound nouns. And other examples are also here as classroom, police station, paper clip. Students, here are some more examples of compound nouns for you. As in one word, snowman, firefighter, Iceland, newspaper. These are one word compound nouns. Separate words as prime minister, red fort, fire drill, ice cream. These are separate words, and when they make together, they make a one compound nouns. Students, now the topic of today's kinds of noun has been completed, and now I am going to give you some sentences, and you have to find out different kinds of nouns from these sentences. But before solving the sentences, before finding out the different kinds of nouns, we are just revising all kinds of nouns which we have read today. Proper noun, common noun, material noun, collective noun, compound noun, abstract noun, countable noun, and uncountable noun. Students, here are 5 sentences for you as your homework, and you have to pick out the noun in each of the following sentence and write its kind next to each. For example, I am going to explain you the first one sentence. The first sentence is, my father is known for his strictness. So, in this sentence, father is a common noun because it is not the name of a father. It is only father. Father is a common noun and is known for his strictness. Strictness is an abstract noun because we can only feel the strictness of our teacher, the principal, our parents, but we cannot touch it. So, strictness is an abstract noun here. So, you have to write common noun before father and strictness and abstract noun before strictness. So, like this, you have to solve all the other 4 sentences. And now we are going to read about pronouns. So, students, now we are going to read about pronouns in detail. But first of all, we will read the definition of pronoun. Pronouns are used in place of nouns. The purpose of pronouns is to avoid repetition and make sentences easier to understand. How many kinds of pronoun are here? So, now let's have a look at the types of pronoun. Personal pronouns, interrogative pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, reflexive pronouns, possessive pronouns, relative pronouns. Students, our first pronoun is personal pronoun, and this is the definition. Personal pronouns refer to a specific person or things. They are formed chains to indicate a person number, gender or case. And personal pronoun, here is a type of personal pronoun, subjective personal pronouns. Subjective personal pronouns are pronouns that act as the subject of a sentence, as I, you, she, he, it, you, and they. They are the examples of subjective personal pronoun. Here are 2 examples for you to make it clarify. I walked directly to the party. You showed up late. She was annoyed. So I, you, she. These all personal pronouns, subjective personal pronoun, are in red color. Students, possessive personal pronoun. Possessive personal pronoun is a form of personal pronoun, and possessive personal pronouns are pronouns that show possession. They define a person or a number of people who owns a particular object. And Personal pronouns are mine, yours, hers, his, its, ours, and theirs. These are the examples of possessive personal pronouns. And here are two sentences for you. The first one is this book yours or his? Yours or his, they are in red color. To show you that these are personal pronouns. All the books are mine. Mine is personal pronoun, possessive personal pronoun here. Objective personal pronouns. It is also a form of personal pronouns. What is the definition of objective personal pronouns? Please have a look. Objective personal pronouns are pronouns that act as the object of a sentence. Me, you, her, him, it, us, you, and them. These are the examples of objective personal pronouns. Two sentences for you students. The police officer said, "There are a lot of speedy motorists like us." The police officer told my brother and me to slow down. So students, please tell me that what are the objective personal pronoun here? Please guess. Here, us. In first sentence, us. Us is a objective personal pronoun. And in second sentence, me is personal, objective personal pronoun here. Demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns are those which point out the object or objects. It means singular or plural to which they refer. This and these refer to things that are nearby in space or time, while that and those. Students, these four, this, these, that, and those, they four are demonstrative pronouns. Those refer to things that are farther away in space or time. So this, these, that, those. These four are our demonstrative pronouns. Two examples for you. This is the dress I will wear. That is the one I wore yesterday. And that is not true. This, that, these, those. Students, here I am using this picture to show you, to clarify you the difference between this, that, these, those. This and that. These both are used for singular noun. And these and those, they both are used for plural nouns. But this shows the closeness, the nearness. And that shows not close. It means the object is not near. And these shows these and those. These both are used for plural nouns. But these shows the nearness and those does not show the nearness. Our next pronoun is relative pronoun. Relative pronouns are used to link one phrase or clause to another phrase or clause. The relative pronouns are who, whom, that, and which. The compound whomever, whoever, and whichever are also commonly used as relative pronoun. So the first sentence, whoever added the will made a mistake. Whoever is a compound relative pronoun, and the waiter who served us does not know how to add. Our next pronoun is reflexive pronouns. The definition of reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronouns refer back to the subject of the clause or sentence. Itself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves, myself, yourself, herself, himself. These are the examples of reflexive pronouns. Two sentences for you. She baked a cake for herself. We decided to eat it ourselves. So students, here herself and ourselves. These both are the reflexive pronouns. Students, our next pronoun is indefinite pronouns. So let's read the definition of indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns refer to an identifiable but not specified person or thing. An indefinite pronoun conveys the idea of all, any, none, or some. Students, few common indefinite pronouns are all, another, any, anybody, anyone, anything, each, everybody, everyone, everything, few, many, nobody, none, one, several, some, somebody, and someone. So students, these are the examples of indefinite pronouns. Here are two sentences for you. Everybody got lost on the way there. So here, everybody. Everybody is an indefinite pronoun. In second sentence, somebody. Somebody forgot to bring the map. Somebody is an indefinite pronoun here. Our next pronoun is interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. The interrogative pronouns are who, whom, which, and what. So students, it is important to remember that who and whom are used to refer to people, while which is used to refer to things and animals. Who acts as the subject, while whom acts as the objects. And students, three sentences are here for you. The first one is, which is the best restaurant? So, which is the interrogative pronoun here? What did he tell you? So, what is the interrogative pronoun? Whom should we invite? Whom is interrogative pronoun. So, students, now you have read all types of pronoun as personal pronoun, interrogative pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, reflexive pronouns, possessive pronouns, and relative pronoun. And now I am giving you homework. Students, now this is time to give you homework. So, here are 5 sentences for you, and you have to choose the given pronouns before the sentences, as I have given you pronouns as relative pronoun, reflexive pronoun before the sentence, and you have to find out the relative pronoun in first sentence, that which word is showing the relative pronoun, as in second you have to find out the reflexive pronoun in second. In third sentence you have to find out interrogative pronoun, and in fourth you have to find out demonstrative pronoun. And in fifth sentence, you have to find out again interrogative pronoun. So students, this is your homework, and you have to find out all these pronouns, and please note all these 5 sentences down on your notebook. So students, in next video, we will read the rest of the parts of speech. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.